This is the Westinghouse 28,000 peak watt home backup portable generator, model WGen 20000C, and it looks every bit as serious as the numbers suggest. The frame is a heavy open steel cage in Westinghouse blue with a massive 999cc V-twin sitting at the center. The footprint is big, about 39.5 by 27.3 by 40.2 inches, and the scale hits you the moment you see the lifting bracket welded on top. The control panel is laid out cleanly, with a push-button electric start, a port for the included battery charger, the digital VFT meter showing volts, frequency, and lifetime hours, and rubber-covered outlets lined up across the front. Two 120 by 240 volt 50A 14-50R outlets, two 120 by 240 volt 30A L14-30R outlets, a 120 volt 30A L5-30R, and four GFCI household outlets give a lot of flexibility, which matters when you're tying into a home or rolling long cords to appliances. The wheels are large and never flat, the fold-down handles are reinforced, and the copper windings in the alternator and cast iron sleeve on the engine give it that ultra-duty feel. It's not flashy, it's industrial and purpose-built. From my experience, the unboxing and setup tell you what kind of machine this is. Mine arrived on a pallet, and getting 600 pounds off the crate without a hoist took planning. I built a low ramp, rolled it carefully, and only then installed the wheels and handles. The kit includes engine oil and a funnel, so after a check of fasteners, filling the crankcase, and connecting the battery, I added fresh gasoline treated with stabilizer. The auto choke and electric start did their job. One press on the button fired it up, and the remote key fob worked from a few steps away, which I appreciate on a cold or rainy day. I had a licensed electrician install a 50A inlet and an interlock kit on my panel. That made the generator truly useful instead of just a big box with outlets. With the interlock engaged and loads managed, the unit pushed power through the whole house during a test, including my central air, well pump, refrigerators, freezers, lights, and the home office. Voltage stayed steady, and the VFT display made it easy to watch frequency. Low THD matters when sensitive electronics are involved, and this unit is engineered with less than 5% total harmonic distortion. In practice, my computers, TV, and networking gear ran without flicker or upset. No odd screen artifacts, no UPS units clicking in and out, no dimming when the compressor kicked on. The noise is real. It's rated around 74 dBA, which to my ear is a strong lawnmower rumble. It's a lower tone than small screaming generators, but it's constant. Placement matters. I rolled it onto a concrete pad, pointed the exhaust away from windows, and let the mass of the house and a shed wall act as a sound break. The built-in CO sensor adds a layer of protection, but I still follow the basics. Outdoors only, well away from doors and vents, with plenty of airflow. Fuel is a commitment. Key features like the big 17.17-gallon tank and idle control help, but output like this needs gas. At a moderate household load, I saw around 1.5 gallons per hour. Lighter use stretches runtime toward the spec of up to 17 hours at 25% load and around 10 to 12 hours at roughly half load. That means planning ahead. I keep treated gasoline rotated, store it properly, and assume I'll need 30 to 40 gallons to cover a long day if I'm pushing it. In my opinion, the real draw is headroom. With 28,000 peak watts and 20,000 running watts, there's breathing room for big inrush loads. That surge when an AC compressor or deep well pump kicks on can knock small generators to their knees. Here, the V-twin just settles and keeps going. That margin is the difference between selectively juggling circuits and actually living in the house during an outage. It's perfect for a large home, a rural property with a deep well, or a place where electric heat or multiple HVAC zones need to stay on. I'd also be honest about the weight. This is labeled portable, but most people will treat it as semi-permanent. The wheels make sense on a smooth garage floor. On grass or gravel, it's a chore. That lifting point on top feels less like a convenience and more like an admission. Many owners will use equipment to place it. If you have a tractor, skid steer, engine hoist, or a few friends and a safe ramp, you're fine. Solo on a rainy day isn't fun. From my experience, reliability on my unit has been solid so far, but I've read enough owner reports to keep me proactive. Some people have run into carburetor troubles, oil leaks, or hard starts after a year. That pushed me to treat this like a small engine that must be maintained religiously. I ran a careful break-in with early oil changes, I use fresh, treated fuel, I exercise it monthly for a half hour under load, and I check for seepage and loose fasteners. I also log hours using the built-in meter so I don't forget service intervals. It's not that maintenance is unusual, it's that a machine this powerful rewards attention. Key features that make it stand out in daily use include the straightforward start panel, the remote electric start with auto choke, and the data readout that keeps me from guessing. The transfer switch ready 30A and 50A outlets matter more than any USB port ever would on a generator like this. I can choose a 1450R cable for a single heavy connection to my inlet box, or use the L1430R if I'm setting up for a different panel. The GFCI 120V outlets let me safely run smaller tools or a fridge on a direct cord if I'm not tied into the house. The copper windings and low THD aren't just marketing. They translate to cooler operation and cleaner power, which is what keeps sensitive devices safe. There are trade-offs I accept. It drinks fuel when pushed. It is loud enough to be a constant background presence. It's big and heavy to the point that it lives on its spot. I also invest in safe fuel storage, proper grounding, and a high-quality cord set. In my opinion, that's the price of having whole home capacity without installing a permanent standby system and running a gas line. I'd recommend this for someone who needs real power and has the space, tools, and mindset to manage a large machine. A homeowner off a main road, someone with a well and a big HVAC system, a property where downtime is more than an inconvenience, those are the use cases where this shines. It's perfect for people who want control, who don't mind turning a key, checking oil, managing fuel, and listening to a steady rumble while the lights stay on and the freezer stays cold. If mobility across a yard, absolute quiet, or zero maintenance reliability sit at the top of the wish list, a smaller inverter generator for essentials or a fixed standby unit might fit better. In conclusion, the Westinghouse 28,000 peak watt home backup portable generator is a powerhouse that brings standby level capability into a rugged, rollable package. The 20,000 running watts give real-world headroom for high-draw appliances. The low THD output keeps electronics happy. The control layout, remote start, and big tank make life easier when the grid goes dark. The cost is measured in weight, noise, fuel planning, and the responsibility of proper setup and ongoing care. From my experience, if you can live with those trade-offs, it delivers peace of mind and the kind of performance that makes a long outage feel manageable rather than chaotic. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the Westinghouse 28,000 peak watt home backup portable generator. Thank you for watching.